I'm Karen Glennemeyer, and I work for Audubon of the Chicago region, and we coordinate the Chicago Wilderness Habitat Project, which is a coalition of about 150 groups, and they created what is called the Biodiversity Recovery Plan, which is a brilliant document that lays out all of the natural treasures of this region, what the biggest threats to the treasures are, and what we need to do about it. An ecosystem is a web of life, and we can't possibly monitor and measure every single piece of that web. So we pick the things that are easiest and give us the most information and have the most potential for enriching our lives in the process. And so frogs are ideal for that. And they also are, like many other animals, good indicators of how the habitat is doing. So if there's a real problem with the water quality, you might see it in the frog population. They're really charismatic, and they're pretty easy to learn. We only have 13 species in the region. You learn them by their calls, which in most cases they're easy to hear and easy to distinguish once you learn them. You know, who wouldn't be delighted by that sound? And when you get a frog monitor out for the first time, listening to this just opens up a whole new world that they didn't know existed. Once they start monitoring, they start really understanding what's going on in the wetland, and they start thinking about what's good for the frogs. I had a monitor call me last week about a town meeting about spraying for mosquitoes, saying, is this going to affect the frogs? Or what should I say at the meeting? And so people are definitely becoming more sophisticated about ecosystem function and ecosystem preservation than they were before the monitoring. And I think it's the citizen scientists that give you hope, because you know that this program is affecting hundreds of people, and they're each affecting a couple of people. And you know, one person can't do it alone, and that's why we have this network of people, and people who really care at a very fundamental level about these animals.